Hey, hello. Is this thing on? Hello. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Morgan. I'm glad you guys dropped in. It's nice to see you, or at least see your little names in the chat. Today, I'm gonna keep working on the commission from last weekend. Yeah, happy Friday. Thank goodness. It's been a long week. It's time to get crazy. Crack one of these cold boys open. Ah, yeah. Oh, no way. I hope it was a tooth you weren't using. Ooh. I've had the only teeth I've had extracted so far have been my wisdom teeth, and they two of them were the kind of thing where they put me like they knocked me out, and then I have no idea what happened, and I woke up without teeth. And then the other two were I was wide awake, and it was terrifying. If I described the experience, it was not painful, but it would require a content warning because it was rough. You know, the one where they knocked me out, I was able to keep my teeth, but I don't know what I ever did with them. The other ones, well, they had to break the other ones to get them out, which is the terrible experience part. Yeah, the getting put to sleep part is very strange. But even weirder is the waking up part. You just do not wake up like waking up from a dream. You wake up like into a middle place that's pretty wild. Oh man, that means your like dentist is going to get to cash in on those teeth if you didn't get to keep them. You know those are going underneath their pillow. Yep, stealing teeth. But now you get to claim to be a toothless and roofless. So I'm just going to start going ham on this guy. I am inking this with some Payne's gray ink. Usually I ink my stuff with like a burnt umber, but I figured Batman would be a little bit cooler colors. So I'm starting there. This is the stuff, by the way. Delicious. And I've watered it down just a hair, so it's a little bit lighter than it would normally be. So if you're here last week, I penciled a bunch of this. Changed it up a little bit since then. I had like kind of a more dynamic Batman pose, and I fought with it for a long, long time and decided I just hated it. Because the thing I liked about this was sort of these stacking of shapes where it's like these strong verticals and horizontals sort of repeated in his hat. And then I wanted to repeat that in Batman too. So it's like a strong monolithic shape of him. That's what got me amped about this sort of layout. I'm kind of thinking about the color palette right now. I have not entirely decided how I'm gonna color this guy. I think because the Mad Hatter has all different kinds of colors going on. Like sometimes he's sort of a greenish costume, other times it's kind of purpley, sometimes a combo of both. I saw some that where he was wearing mostly red. Um, I think if I did him mostly in kind of warm colors, so I got these roses down at the bottom, and then I got the playing cards that are all different hearts stuff. So I think if I do him sort of like reds and yellows and oranges, and then Batman, and then the background would be sort of blues and maybe blues and greens. I don't know. But that would be a nice way to sort of separate the different areas of the drawing. Hey, Edie, thanks for dropping in. Yes, Kelly, I did get a cat. Her name is Tibbs, and she's very cute. The next door neighbors had a bunch of kittens, and then at some point a couple months ago, they figured out how to use our dog door. And of course, our dog is like friend to all kittens. So um, these cats just decided to move in. And we basically just picked the one we liked and let her stay. we still have to kick out the other cats constantly. But hopefully they'll get adopted pretty soon and our house will have a little less foot traffic. It's very nice to have a cat again. I haven't had a cat in I guess it's been about a year and a half. And I was really dragging my feet about it. But I'm glad we decided to Make little Tibbs be one of the part of the family or whatever. Here's a picture of her, of Tibbs. She's still kind of a kitten. And she's funny too. She's very grumpy. It's not so much as she's grumpy, it's just that she sets boundaries, which is kudos to her for being 5 months old and knowing how to set boundaries. Oh my gosh. Congratulations on your ice cream sandwich. We are out of ice cream and getting our shopping list done so I can go pick it up tomorrow. Hey. Oh man, Stapled Spine Horror Zine. I've forgotten your real name. I'm glad to see you though. Thanks for dropping in. Oh, nice. Yeah, you should milk that losing your tooth. You have to eat ice cream thing for as long as you can. So I don't know. I feel like this might be kind of the boring part of doing a piece like this. It definitely is like kind of the most redundant feeling part where I've already drawn it and I'm essentially redrawing it. But I am making changes. Like a lot of the little areas of black and shadows and stuff aren't really in the pencils, and I gotta figure those out as I ink. Oh, thanks, Morgan. Inking is one of my favorite parts. And then when I started working in watercolor so much, it's like my inks kind of get obliterated, and I don't get to show them off as much as when I'm working in black and white. Yeah, Kelly, sometimes I do. Sometimes it's all like planning out color palettes is one of those things where it can take a long time actually to do a lot of that work. And it's always a balancing act between, the deadline and how much pre-planning I can squeeze in. So it's always ends up being like a combo between um, like planning and improvisation. Actually, I was answering some interview questions about that very topic earlier today. This is not for an upcoming issue. This is a commission that I'm doing. This is one of my cover quality commissions to do the Mad Hatter versus Batman. And lots of times, even though like they're supposed to be cover quality, they don't actually end up looking like covers. But this one kind of ended up looking like it would be a cover. Even left a little bit of space at the top, as if they were going to stick a Batman logo up there. Did anything cool happen to me this week? It's been a pretty boring week. I mean, it snowed, and it snowed on you too. But that was pretty fun. But this week has been actually one of those rare weeks when I look at my calendar and it's every single day is just like draw a comic, draw a comic, draw a comic, as opposed to like draw a comic and email 50 people and put some stuff in the mail and all that kind of stuff. So that's a good thing. That actually is a sign of a pretty good week. Although I feel exceptionally tired today. I don't know why. Yeah, that snow this week was actually kind of delightful. Having grown up in Southern California, just having it snow, like being able to go to snow without leaving my house is very fun to me still. Having it snow and like be able to be nice and warm inside, also something I will never take for granted. Like Christmas ornaments? I think you're thinking about magpies. Yeah, I should see if I can come up with some kind of merch for Lonesome Hunters. So far, I haven't gotten anything lined up. I'm not the best when it comes to merch, though. We tried a bunch of stuff for Harrow County that sort of just never really took. We did like a million pins. Well, we didn't do a million, but I think there were like 5 different designs for little what do they call those pins? But I think you can still get them from the Skeleton Works website. Yeah, we did the Harrow County board games coming out soon. It's hard to think of that as merch, though. That seems like it's its own thing, kind of. But yeah, I guess it is Harrow County merchandise. Oh, nice, Math of Four. Yeah, I hope you like it. I am hard at work on the next Lonesome Hunters series. So if you like this one, then the next one will be coming out early next year. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, I'm still really excited about this book. I'm having a blast. Although it feels like it's going super slow. Writing and drawing it myself is like, and coloring it and lettering it myself. Like, I don't think I'd really appreciated how much extra time the writing would take. And also, like, I'm getting slower. I don't know. Well, I think it's partially because I'm getting older, but I think it's also because I'm having a better sense of what I want to accomplish, and it makes it harder when you're not just sort of fucking around and making it up as you go along. When you're actually trying to accomplish a specific goal, it'll slow you down sometimes. Did you see me post about being a mangaka on Twitter? Oh, nice. 3 pages in a day is a pretty good rate. Like, when I'm writing, I'm usually setting my goal at, like, 6 pages a day, but that's, like, after everything's outlined kind of already, so I'm not, like, starting from scratch. I'm sort of working from the plan. Yeah, Math it cracks me up whenever I refer to myself as a mangaka. It's one of my favorite kinds of shit posts. The other joke I like a lot is to talk about how Family Guy is my favorite anime. Yeah, outlining is not only a thing, it is one of my favorite things. That's probably where I do most of my revisions on my writing is when I'm outlining because I can iterate through the story really, really fast as opposed to having to like write the whole thing out and then decide that it's wrong and have to redo it. Yeah, the planning phase can be um, kind of a trap sometimes because you start outlining and thumbnailing and then revising and revising and revising. That is where having deadlines is actually kind of wonderful. And like needing to turn stuff in so you can like get food, get money that you can exchange for food and services. That is a very good motivator. Yeah, thumbnailing is, I think, the hardest part of making a comic. I don't know if it's my favorite part. Oh, hey, thanks, Chevs. This is my cute cat that I was showing you. I think she's coming to tell me that it's dinner time. Yeah, no, like all my artwork is gonna have cat footprints on it from now on. Look at that. Ugh. I think that'll be fine though, because Batman's cape is gonna be all black. Should cover that right up. Yeah, I can totally imagine you making money from your art, Morgan. I do think though that making money from your art and making art are two totally unrelated skills. I mean, I guess they're loosely related, but they're definitely two different things. Yes, if you ever see this piece again, you'll know deep in your heart that this terrible mistake is hidden inside it. Hey, congratulations, Math 4. That's amazing. Von Gratz. It sounds like a German surname. Von Gratz, the ancient vampire hunters. Favorite page from the Lonesome Hunters. I think there's a page in issue 4, a splash page that I'm pretty happy with. I like the page where Howard and Lupe meet. It's kind of a quiet little moment that I liked a lot. It's weird to I don't think of the pages really as existing individually. A lot of the time, they always just seem like no page is complete in itself. It has to exist inside the story to have any value or whatever. That's a lot of what I like about comics is that they do stuff, and one page can't do stuff by itself. It has to have the rest of the story to make it go. Is this shaking getting too not even working where anyone can see? My desk is a little bit wobbly and it tends to make that camera shake a lot. I hope it doesn't make anyone motion sick. The Von Gratz are the originators of the potato side dishes. I own a lot of original comic art. There's a ton of stuff that I've traded over the years. Um, but here, I'll show you my prized possession. Hold on. This is a Nestor Redondo page that I got. I just saw it on eBay and grabbed it for a really, really good price. And it's from a Bible story. It's from uh, Joseph and the coat of many colors or whatever. But look at this lettering, man. Oh my God. And that dude, like, look at that dude's face. This is like masterful inking. It's so gorgeous. Look at these camels. Look at these little goats all up in here. Oh, one of these days, I'll be able to ink like this if I keep working at it. And it's all in, this was published in, I'm spacing on where this is from, but they're speaking Tagalog. That's why it's not in English. It's not just like made up words. Yeah. So Nestor Redondo is one of my favorite artists in the whole world. And so to have an original of his is like just incredible. One of these days, if I ever get rich enough, I'll get like a Swamp Thing page and then just never leave the house and just look at it from now on. No, not a Wrightson, a Nestor Redondo Swamp Thing page. A Wrightson Swamp Thing would be amazing, but Nestor Redondo's Swamp Thing is actually like my favorite Swamp Thing. I think he took over after like Swamp Thing 11 or something, pretty early on in the original 70s Swamp Thing run. Here, since I'm talking about Nestor Redondo, here is my weird prized possession. I loved this comic book so much that I bound it into a hardcover. But this is a I paid 25 cents for it. This is a Nestor Redondo Swamp Thing, and it's a weird Australian reprint that was in black and white, and just like some of the most gorgeous comic making I've ever seen in my life. I got this when I was like maybe like 10. And still, when I look at it, I'm just like, I cannot believe how beautiful this is. No Mignola art. That's when I should like bug him and see about setting up a trade or something. It would not be it would not be a fair trade though. Like look at this page. Oh my god. And this was where I actually got the idea in Harrow County to put the title in the splash page, was from Swamp Thing. This page right here was on, it's probably still on eBay. It's been up there for years, where I think they're asking like 9 or 10 grand for it. One of these days. Anyway, Nestor Redondo, an unsung hero, one of the greatest cartoonists of all time. No, I haven't ever traded with Lemire either. Most of our work together between Jeff and I was over pandemic, so we haven't actually, like, most of the time when I trade art with other artists, it's, you know, at a convention or something, and we're sort of hanging out, and it's a fun thing to do. But I haven't been to a convention in a long, long time. You're welcome. I'm always happy to share about Nestor Redondo. That wasn't a first print. That was an Australian reprint, which is why it was in black and white. A lot of those, a lot of the times when they printed like Marvel and DC stuff overseas, it would be in black and white, or in like black and white and one other color. If you ever like Google old, what would you Google to see it? Like English Marvel reprints. They're really astounding. Like they're very, they would do a lot of black. Instead of doing 4 colors, they would do 3 colors. So it would be like black, yellow, and red, or something like that. And It always looks very bizarre and just very interesting too. Like, I would love to own some of those old English prints of like, those are prints from, like, the late '70s, I think. I don't think Nestor Redondo ever did a Conan. Um, I could be wrong. He may have inked a Conan, but I don't think he ever drew it. Um, they he did Swamp Thing and he did a series, I think it was called Rinma, Rinma. I'm gonna look it up. It's called Rima, Rima. Rima the Jungle Girl. But he had like his inking style, I think, is pretty similar to a lot of other sort of Filipino artists of the '70s. So there's definitely a bunch of those Conan books that looked like he could have been inking them. I don't have any plans, Kelly. Like um I don't know what the deal is with conventions right now. They don't seem to be like people don't seem to be getting as much COVID as I kind of would expect, but I don't know. I know a ton of people with COVID right now. Well, by a ton, I mean like 4 or 5 people I know are sick right now. So I'm still like sort of on the fence about wanting to do conventions. Like I really want to do conventions. I'm uh, missing hanging out with people and getting to travel around a little bit. But I do not want to get on an airplane right now. And also, I would even before COVID, I was sort of at the point where was kind of just doing conventions where I was invited. just as a way to reduce doing conventions because they take so much time. And no one's invited me for a while. But I bet conventions are also being a little bit more frugal with who they invite nowadays. Just because the last couple of years have been so rough on convention organizers. I did get invited to do a show in Salem next year. And I told him yes, but then never heard back from him. So I don't know if that's actually going to happen. We'll see. Oh my God. I would love to go to Australia. Although I still would not want to get on an airplane, especially to Australia. I can't even imagine how long that would take. Well, it might not be that bad from West Coast of the United States. Like whenever I've gone to Europe, everyone's always amazed that it takes a good 24 hours for me to fly there. But then when I explain I'm coming from Oregon, then I have to fly all the way across the United States first and then continue on to Europe. Sometimes Cadence Comic Art, my art dealer, does organize con appearances. And sometimes it's the organizers. I think usually most of the time for me it's been the organizers that have invited me. The convention organizers. But every time Cadence asks me if I'm ready to do conventions, I tell them no. So they haven't invited me to any. So I think I'm going to ink Batman with this, the red earth color. It's sort of a very reddish brown. I think that'll look good. I like to do the thing where my underpainting is sort of the opposite color from what the final art is going to be. Because then when that little bit of the complementary color pokes through, it makes it kind of vibrate in a fun way. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sure it's just a blink to get to Australia. But yeah, man, I would love to get to Australia. I have never been south of Mexico, of like northern Mexico even. I guess I've been to Florida, which is may have been a little bit further south in Miami. Nice, Kelly. That's what I'm hoping for, is to keep these live streams very relaxing for me and for you. Actually, that reminds me, I need to come up with a name for this. I just been putting it on YouTube as live stream number, like this is live stream number 6. That's boring. I was thinking, I don't know, the only thing I've been able to come up with though is to call it my office hours, but that sounds kind of awful. Are you asking about comic shops in Australia or where I'm at? Yeah, if anyone has any ideas for what I should call this stream, let me know. Pogger time. I feel like that's slang that I do not know. Unless you're talking about like pogs and slammers. Yeah, I do not really have a personal comic shop anymore because I live, an hour and a half or 2 hours from Portland, and I don't get in there as often as I used to. I actually have a couple books that I'm kind of dying to get, and I was thinking of calling up my buddies at Destiny City Comics. They're in uh, Washington State, and I'm totally spacing the name. Tacoma, I think, is the city that they're in. But I know they do a ton of mail order, and they're a great little shop. One of the owners is also a professional wrestler, and they do lots of fun Instagram stuff about wrestling. Crooked Creations. Talkative Tyler is pretty funny. I feel like I forget to talk on here sometimes. If this were broadcast, I would get in trouble for dead air. I feel like there's a bunch of comic shop owners that are also pro wrestlers, or if not comic shop owners, then comic shop, like people who work at comic shops. Is there I'm not into wrestling. Is there like a good Pacific Northwest wrestling scene? The the shop is called Destiny City Comics. Yeah, this is them on Instagram. Great shop, wonderful proprietors, and yeah, ASMR for the eyes. That's pretty good. The most successful thing I ever put on YouTube was a YouTube reel of me just peeling tape off the edges of a piece, and I labeled it as ASMR and got like 6,000 views or something. 6,000 views is about 5,995 more views than I usually get. Would that be count as ASMR? Does it count when you hear me like glugging it too close to the mic? That'd be very funny to call this an ASMR live stream. I feel like there'd be a lot of people who might check it out because of the algorithm, but then be very disappointed. Tape tearing. I like that. Oh, the drafting error is kind of cute. Oh, pen scritching ASMR makes a lot of sense. Maybe I should call it Mr. Crook's Neighborhood, although that might sound a little creepy. Getting sketchy. Could call it Sketcher's Paradise. Crook's Nook is pretty cute. All right. I think I'm going to call it quits for the night. The last little bit I got to ink are the Jack and Queen over here, but I feel like I'm too tired to do those right now. If I do them in the morning, I'm way less likely to screw them up. But not bad for like an hour and a half of inking. I think this turned out nice. Thanks so much for dropping in, Kelly. And Stapled. And Morgan, I might be at the library tomorrow if you wanted to swing by. And thanks, ED Bass. And Mathafor. Everybody, thanks so much for coming by. I've been doing a lot of sort of reevaluating how I do social media stuff. And doing this, I guess this is a little different than normal social media, but this has been the only online stuff that has been making me feel better when I do it. So thanks so much for dropping by, everybody. I really appreciate it. And yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next week.